one of the best players in the world. nosfa always has that, not cockiness, but confidence. I love to see that kind of personality put forward in his gameplay, and looks like we're loading into Awoken right now. This warm-up's coming to a close, and it will be Av3k versus nosfa. This first map of Awoken.
Definitely going to keep an eye out for that Av3k lightning gun. He's been absolutely wreaking havoc with that weapon so far, and it is one of his greatest tools of destruction. We are kicking it off on nosfa's point of view, and hello!
Oh!
What? Comes through the teleporter and just get bopped straight off the map. Av3k is going to cherish that opportunity. That's an easy one frag lead. Luckily for nosfa though, it didn't happen at too bad of a time. There's still no delay between the items really, and he should be able to steal at least one of them. Yeah, nosfa will be picking up heavy. Av3k goes for mega. Av3k went for the read, was expecting nosfa to maybe go for the railgun. Wasn't there, but he's gonna find him around the center area of the map. I think that Av3k right now is just trying to deny LG for the time being, because he knows that that crucial weapon isn't yet in nosfa's hands.
We are moments away from a complete even split on these items. Now a rail from nosfa, getting some opening damage, but the play, knowing that the items spawn at the same time, the goal for damage first, try and make it so these items do considerably less. But now, as both items have been taken, and nosfa doesn't quite get, I'd say doesn't quite get the rocket jump, but it looked a little bit like a potential fake out, or maybe just the best of a bad situation. Either way, a lovely rail on spawn, and Av3k is going to be on the warpath here. nosfa cannot tank a rail at this health. Doesn't want to take any LG either. This is a scary position for nosfa, and before we can even decide how he's going to escape, that tri-bolt makes short work of him.
nosfa indeed slightly prolonging his life by standing on the ledge. Now he gets a pretty good spawn. LG with the small armor is going to help him out a fair bit in the beginning, as Av3k only had health to work with and is now trapped below. Still going to make a move on the heavy. Should be able to get out as well. Now Av3k has both of the major items, but still not looking all that healthy. nosfa, one good rail, one decent rocket could flip control very easily right now.
We still have plenty of time left on this map, so nosfa's going to be careful. He hears the mega get taken, setting up the LG just in case Av3k ran around that corner, but Av3k has no reason to put himself in harm's way yet, using that speed to his advantage. A little bit of rocket damage coming out, but it's not going to be enough to write home about, but that certainly will be, and he takes it away. Av3k drops. nosfa picks up this first frag, and now with 10 seconds until mega, all Av3k's going to have here is an LG. Not a bad weapon choice though, considering you need to jump across this gap to pick up the mega, so it could be a lot worse.
nosfa does get mega. LG on LG, the Brazilian reigns supreme. The gap is closing. But nosfa now has to be careful. Yes, he has the weapons. Yes, he got a frag. The major items are up, are not up just yet. He is at a stack disadvantage, but good positional play, good use of the LG. Av3k perhaps a bit too eager for more damage, more kills, with nothing but the machine gun. And that is starting to snowball. Now nosfa, 2 frags back to back, and Av3k dropped the lead.
These fights are consistently too close to call, and with Av3k picking up that light armor, nosfa quite rightly knows this is a fight he can't take. The mega picked up by Av3k. nosfa narrowly in the lead, but with no armor to his name just yet and barely any stack, this could be on borrowed time. Now he's looking to try and shut down some heavy. nosfa, we need to play this information game now. The rails exchange, but nothing hits its mark. I do like these double jumps with Doom, trying to shut down those angles. One of his underratedly strong tools is being able to use that double jump in position to rail. Would normally be, I'd say guaranteed, but at least you get some kind of opportunity to take a shot.
Both players are indeed running very mobile champions. Av3k has got the verticality with the double jump, or rather nosfa does, whereas Av3k has that crouch slide for the horizontal speed and the raw acceleration. Av3k is now doing an excellent job at controlling both of the items, around 10 seconds between them, so he's got a nice little cycle lined up. He still has plenty of time, so he's not ready to just rush for it just yet. He knows that he's still in a comfortable position where he can keep playing the game, just chipping away at nosfa, and an opportunity will present itself, and this might be the one. Av3k blazing on through the doorway, will find himself a frag, tying it right back up, 4-4.
Looking for some kind of mid-air, some kind of big damage. I think he probably would have survived it, but it would have given probably a better chance of spawn, as Av3k is kind of laughing as far as stack is concerned. And there's a big chunk of time. Heavy's just been picked up by Av3k as well, and nosfa finds himself back within this LG portion of the map where he has to play the slow game. He tries to give himself information. Mega's going to be the next objective, so I think nosfa trying to use this Mega spawn at least as a chance to get this rail, but Av3k can tend to just kind of leave him there for now. We make the play now on Heavy, which is spawning next.
Damage output from these players has been pretty much identical. Av3k stepping off the item just a moment too soon, taking quite a lot of unnecessary damage, and nosfa will take perfect advantage of that little fumble. I really don't think that Av3k meant to go up the bounce pad before picking up Heavy, and in doing so, he allowed nosfa to get a few free hits off and ultimately get another frag. Av3k still visible, 2 rails will pierce the doorway, and nosfa, yeah, he caught a glimpse of him. Av3k unable to move, dodge, or do anything, and the Brazilian player is going to take good use of that.
Oh, that heavy machine gun certainly didn't tickle those. We now push forward towards Heavy. A pick up by Av3k and minimal damage, only 39 damage on that rocket, so Av3k definitely going to deem that one worth it, and nosfa in a tricky position now. It's not just what happens here, it's what happens next. The Mega is just about to appear, but right as he concedes the frag, Av3k is going to be able to soak it up. And now with only a rail in hand, nosfa has to play this back away game. A very aggressive Av3k, but I mean the Av3k aggression, the term coined, not tongue twisted a little bit there, but he knows when to go in. That's my point, and this is a perfect time to do so.
This is a crucial moment for nosfa right now. If Av3k just runs away with the score right now, it's over and done. He needs to be able to slow this game down. Looks like he will drop yet another frag though. If he loses many more of those, I fear that Av3k will just secure the victory. I don't think nosfa will be able to chase him down if it comes down to those final few minutes of running due to the straw crouch sliding. So nosfa really is in a position where he has to stabilize, has to slow it down, get himself the weapons without giving up any free damage, and then slowly making his way back into it.
With it being 3 minutes left on the clock though, this does give nosfa time to make some kind of calculated play. Unfortunately, that's going to be a kamikaze he'd very prefer not to happen, I think, given this situation here. Av3k with a chunky stack, and he's not going to let nosfa get away from this room without some kind of damage being peppered through. A quick detour to take the Mega, but 2 delicious rockets. Can he win this fight? The Tribelt can't quite steal the deal, but at the very least, he gets away all of the stack that Av3k worked so hard to build up. But that's going to be a head-on collision near Teleporter. You can only assume that he was not expecting Av3k to take that pathing because they meet head-on, and he has the wrong weapon for the job flea.
Was a very calculated play from Av3k. He pushed in, yes, he took more damage than nosfa, but he did so knowing that he had a heavy behind him. He had a small armor behind him. He had quite a few health bubbles to work with, so even though he kind of got the short end of the stick that previous engagement, he had so many resources to recover, whereas nosfa had next to nothing to work with. Heavy is up, Mega is up as well. Av3k, he wants to deny him both. Wants to make them his. Can't quite find the angle though, so he sees the Mega. Will have to content himself with Heavy.
Nice double jump.
Oh yeah.
Double jump, setting up the rail angle. Those Doomslayer exclusive opportunities right there. Now 2 frags in a minute and a half. Fresh off Av3k spawning. Yes, there will be an LG though, and the LG has been Av3k. It's been a match made in heaven for so long. And nosfa will have to show it great respect, especially seeing as he's Doomslayer. Lovely rail to open. I like this intensity that nosfa's bringing forward so far. Gets 1 rail, looking for another. But Av3k staying really safe. I love it. Give away no angles at all and still take away the heavy. Make this frag take so long to obtain that with a minute left on the clock, nosfa, the clock's ticking. Time's running out.
Minute warning.
That railgun has really proven to be instrumental for nosfa. Nearly half of his damage has been dealt with just that weapon alone. Nice little rocket though. nosfa a bit late to react there. And he cannot afford to take that kind of damage in this situation. Av3k is just going to sit up here, perched near the railgun, waiting for nosfa to come to him. He's even going to steal away a heavy while he's at it. And now he can just wait and duke it out and stand his ground. But hang on, nosfa pushing Av3k out of the room.
Surprise!
Yeah.
Oh, but a surprise that Av3k was prepared for. nosfa going in for the cheeky play. I mean, we reach a point now where there's such little time, you've got to try and do something. Even if it is going to be running into a hallway where there could be a rocket fight taking place, the GGs will come out no time now to do anything about the outcome. But Av3k, I liked it. I really liked what we saw there, Flea. Just being able to keep nosfa in these uncomfortable parts of the map. For the vast majority of that map, nosfa was kind of stuck on LG half. And all the while, Av3k's kind of soaking up all the items. And yeah, speaking of items, I'm looking at the endgame stats again. 4 heavies and 5 megas. That really wasn't a lot to work with. The damage was quite even too. I think it says a lot about just Av3k's control over that map right there.
Yeah, nosfa was definitely matching the damage output, but it was the control that dictated the flow of this game. Av3k, 26 major items in total, nosfa just 9, clear discrepancy between the two. Av3k just using that stroke perfectly, because even though nosfa has greater mobility around the center area of the map with those double jumps to and from the center, that T portion, it is Av3k who has the greater overall speed and can just raise himself onto the items. And nosfa just unable to keep up with that, and we especially saw that during the second half of the game, between I'd say the 5th and the 8th minute is really when Av3k just hit his stride. He was perfectly in his comfort zone. Every item went to him and he kept dishing out damage as well. nosfa towards the very end did start mounting a solid comeback, but it was too little too late, and Av3k just played the defensive game towards the end, securing himself a win on Awoken. And this is a map that he actually lost last time they played back in the Stage 1 final. So if this now continues the way it has, then Av3k might clutch out Ruins once more and knock nosfa down to the lower brackets.
But we know how rail-heavy Ruins of Sarnath can be, and again, the battle of the mediums continues, the utility, Av3k, and information, denial, all of it coming from the turret. But then nosfa on the side of Ranger, you know, if he's able to hit those rails to open up the fight, the Dire Orb, which he might not even need to use it in combat. He might be able to use it for mobility, stuff that he'll be able to more than surpass Ison with. But there's going to be a big, I think, demand on the rail on this map. And if nosfa can match it and keep it going, then he could set up a lot of good situations for himself. But he has to play at that 100%, because you know that Av3k's going to be bringing it.
Yes, indeed. So the second map, Ruins of Sarnath, Ison versus Ranger, that's about to come right up as we are setting things up. Final map, if it gets to that point, Ketchup, I'm not sure if I wrote it down, but there is still maybe more to come. Let's just focus on what we have in front of us for the time being. It looks like Av3k needs a moment to get ready for this second game. Do you stand by your prediction from earlier after seeing this one, Ketchup?
I still think that we could see a 2-1 here. I'm looking at the fact that we're on Ruins. I'm looking at how nosfa both plays in general and has been playing this weekend, and I don't think this is a terrible map for him. I think that if he can keep that kind of on the edge of a string gameplay that we always like to see, where it's like you're never truly safe against someone that has the art of being aggressive without always being just point blank. Always having their presence known. Ranger can be such a good pick for that, and Ranger has historically been a very good pick for nosfa in general. So the pieces are set up for him to be able to take this next map. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see us go all the way here, but the next 10 minutes will give us our answer, I suppose.
Indeed, and it looks like we have loaded into the map, so we are about to jump into what might be the decider of this series in just a moment. For those of you just joining us, Av3k managed to convincingly secure the first map. nosfa mounting a bit of a comeback towards the end, didn't quite pull through, and now we've reset. It is all about Ruins, Ranger versus Ison, the Polish prince versus the man from Brazil.
And now we load in. Map 2 begins. Av3k able to look incredibly strong on Awoken and getting the heavy side spawn. Not a terrible spawn for him, considering he's about to get rail and LG with a heavy in tank. I mean, if he can start having that LG fight at close range, he's going to be in a nice little position, but already looking for the rail angles, as this is Ruins after all. And both players, I think, have a similar idea, but nosfa only just been able to pick up a rail himself. He is playing the absolute highest amount of care. Oh, but that's an unreturned rail, and the turret drop down. Av3k saving that one for a rainy day. I like to see it.
Aggressive opening from Av3k. Lands yet another rail. Almost leaving it up like, you want this? I know you want it. Why don't you take a step into my office? And bam, yet another rail.
Hey, why don't you try shooting my turret? It really wants to be shot. And then you shoot it, and it's like, ha! Eat my rail.
Good use of the orb by nosfa there, though, to quickly get himself onto that mega. Looks like Av3k should be able to secure at least the first frag here, though. Indeed, Heavy is the first item to spawn. I don't know what Av3k's gonna do. Looks like he will be giving up Mega. That's a bit of a problem when you're playing the Ranger, right? Ranger can very easily use his orb to get between the two major items. That's not something you can really do when you're icing. Yes, you can rocket jump up over from Railgun, but that takes longer, plus you incur some self-damage as well.
Now nosfa has the orb, but we need to look for some armor too. The turret making its noise. No doubt Av3k knows clearly where nosfa is, but without armor, this fight could be scary. Looking for the light, but by taking the light has to concede the important items. Okay, so we're checking things out from Av3k's point of view, but if you didn't quite catch that, nosfa just used his Dire Orb to take the light armor and Mega. So that does mean that if we have this next fight, he's likely not to have the orb for it. Av3k looking for his rails to start things off. Oh, but nosfa's hitting the good shots. Plenty of light to heal himself back up. The aggressive rocket jump coming out through nosfa, though. He's looking for it, but he concedes a rail of his own, and now things got kind of scary. We have to disengage, and now the trade-off between the two items is looking to start again. The Heavy goes to nosfa, hits another good rail. Av3k has got to go and take that Mega now, surely. Oh, no, nosfa, unfortunately, folks, doesn't quite get the rocket jump to push forward. Now he has to make the most of a bad situation.
And now, for the first time in a while, there's actually a bit of a delay between the major items. Around 10 seconds between Heavy and Mega. So this might give Av3k an opportunity, since he's the one closest to the first of these two, to rotate both of them into this cycle. So first, manages to secure Heavy, but this is a dangerous, a risky push. nosfa, I don't know if that was intentional. Dropping down all the way below, taking a bad rail, and this is Av3k finally getting full control. nosfa is still railable, running for his life. Av3k, he heard the bounce, but is going for the chase. Won't be able to wrap it up just yet, though.
Nice little safe rail there fired by nosfa. Straight through the teleporter. He was kind of like those cheeky rail shots. Oh, wait a minute. Just Mario Bros on top of his head to stop the rocket jump. Oh, and a good rail to equalize, Flea.
nosfa's rail has been really important. Both of them have hit around 60, now 50% railgun accuracy. But nosfa is landing the shots when he really needs them. It feels like every time that nosfa wrangles control out of Av3k's hands, it's just when he hits 3 rails in a row and Av3k can't match the same damage output. That's how nosfa got himself back into the game, and that's exactly how he got this previous frag as well.
Big shotgun damage pumping out, and it's damage that nosfa does not want to have to struggle with. He's going to have to concede the Mega. But if he keeps his life, I was about to say, he'll be all right. But here comes the rail.
Nice little drop down rail from Av3k. Now Heavy's about to spawn. nosfa set up in the little corridor over there. I think he's just listening out. Maybe get the timing on Heavy. Yeah, nosfa will know exactly when that item is going to spawn next, and he has the better positioning on Mega too. Although he will give up footing. I think a wise decision. nosfa was just lacking too many weapons. Didn't have rail, didn't have LG yet, so sticking around for Mega at that time, probably not the best decision. A few missed rockets when Av3k just come blazing into the room, and you're done for. So very safe play from the Brazilian, as he now has a full arsenal, but is outstacked.
Now here's one element too. Av3k used that as a significant chance to push forward and get a bunch of damage, or potential damage. Obviously he wasn't able to land it before he took the Mega. But he took the Mega with about 5 seconds before the Heavy spawn, and I think nosfa was too far away to hear it. So this whole item situation, we'll see what kind of setup we're looking at, Flea, because this might be a problem for nosfa down the line. Av3k still has this giant stack. Mega about to spawn, but he's hanging around on it, and he steals it! He takes it away!
Oh, that one's gonna hurt when you're Av3k. The stack was so in his favor. It was a good push as well, but nosfa, rocket to the face, orb right onto him, another rocket at close range.
Oh, the read!
Excellent pre-fire there as well. And now Av3k is the one hurting, giving up everything on the map, it feels like. He really can't contest, doesn't have the weapons, doesn't have the stack. And this is allowing nosfa to make Mega his. Oh, I'm loving this play. nosfa isn't even going for Mega. He knows that it's spawned, but he absolutely just doesn't care. He wants damage, and he knows exactly where Av3k is heading for. And that is, of course, that small top armor.
And he knows as well there's not going to be an opportunity for him to take a heavy of his own, but he can at least dish out this damage and put Av3k far behind once again. The LG and Rail, all he's got access to so far, but this has been a ranged fight and a half so far. It's kind of like you said about the importance of this Rail.
Yeah.
nosfa's accuracy's not been too bad, still looking at 60% Rail.
nosfa's done 1900 points of damage, 1300 of those have been with the railgun. So just like on map 1, this is his favorite weapon, that's what he's feeling comfortable with, and it is really working out quite nicely. But Av3k, good push right there, dropping down the turret, buying himself some time, and now the Polish player got a hold of the heavy.
This will be an interesting 10 seconds so far. Av3k in position for the Mega. At this point, nosfa looking to take somewhat of a trade, I think. The important setup towards heavy. But again, Av3k not taking it straight away. The information game is going to be quite important as we only have 3 minutes left on this map. But there's been such a divide between the two of them. Heavy spawns. nosfa must have just been expecting Av3k to be down there at some point. Is he actually going to get both of these items? Looking for a cheeky, aggressive rocket jump again with the heavy, knowing it's still up. And that orb just does not give him the play that he's looking for. Heavy has been up this whole time, almost an entire rotation of it not being taken. An interesting exchange, but now nosfa, weak, tender, and does he even know when these items are appearing?
I really don't think nosfa has a good read on the item spawning, especially not now. Av3k.
Oh, free pickup!
Yeah. Av3k just left the Mega up, realized that the turret was being assaulted, and said, you know what? I know exactly where you are, and I'm going to make the most out of that. I've got the weapons, I've got the stack, and I'm going to tie it right back up. And now, 2 minutes left. Entirely tied game. This has been a very low-scoring map, unlike what I think a lot of people might have expected. Oh, nosfa, so cheeky! Nice little rocket before dropping down, orbing right back up. He might be able to steal it, but he's early. He's way too early.
It's the item timing.
Yeah.
Av3k pushing forward and kind of ignoring the item. It's totally thrown off nosfa's entire timing situation. That's now 2 times in a row nosfa has had a really awkward spawn, one that maybe Av3k was looking to take control over. 2 times in a row now nosfa has spawned near Tribolt, and it's what do you do from this situation? Av3k's in great position to take the items, he's got all the weapons, and with you only a Tribolt in hand, how do you stop him from pushing forward? What a tricky exchange this has been. nosfa does get the heavy side at last, but is it enough?
You can clearly tell nosfa, the orb play, he had the right idea, right? Just orb straight up, steal away Mega, drop back down so I don't take too much damage from that turret. But then he's just 4 seconds too early, and just is a sitting duck with both the turret as well as Av3k dishing out damage. And now, with a minute left to go, nosfa is the one who has to chase down his opponent. Luckily enough, he does have the orb. If it was the other way around, this would be an even trickier situation. But even though he's got stack, he doesn't have weapons yet. The only thing he's got is that trusty rail of his, and apparently that's all he needs. Oh, loving the little nail gun jump there as well. Half a minute left on the clock. I don't think Av3k saw him. Av3k doesn't know that nosfa is aware of his position.
But he's heard him.
Yeah, he knows now.
The aggressive rail pushes forward, looks for some bonus damage, but now the tricky exchange, the defensive LG position, and that's given Av3k an opportunity to escape. It's not even about the fight at this point, it's about just trying to survive. Av3k, he's got to be on 1 HP, picks up a small health bubble, can he finish it? Oh, no he can't! Av3k is gonna clutch out the round in the last second. But oh my days, Lee, what an ending that was, how nail-bitingly close it was. That was a good one.
After nosfa landed that rail, I really thought he was going to be able to just clutch it out, but Av3k played a perfect game, using the pillar and then just peeking out left and right, avoiding rocket damage at first while slapping back.